then I'm going to just sketch out some small little faces that I can do up ideas onto. I'm doing an oval for the face, and I'm going to mark in just where the eyes will be, the nose, the mouth. And the reason I'm doing that is so that I can see where the mask will line up on the face then once I draw it in. So I just want to be able to see where the features are that the mask will line up with it, because we're doing a half mask or a 3/4 mask. So I'm going to design the masks then based on the different pop artists we've looked at. So I'm going to start by thinking about Roy Lichtenstein's work. First thing you need to think about is the shape that you want your mask to be. So do you want it half across the face? Do you want it coming out away from the face? Do you want colour in it? Do you want to have a figure or a painting in it, or just pattern? So you have to make decisions about how you want the design to look. And then think about how it's going to fit on the face. So I'm going to start by doing one that fits across the lips up onto the forehead. So in Roy Lichtenstein's work, there's a lot of dark outlines. So I'm going to add some dark outlines. I'm going to add a dark pattern around the edge. And doing kind of like a wave, kind of a bit like a flag, the way they have the American colours used in it. And the lips, I might do an outline on and do them half red, half blue. So I've looked at some of his designs, and there's a lot of yellow, blue and red used in them, and black outlines. So that's what I'm thinking I might use for my design. There are sections where there are dots used. So I'm going to think about using dotting in some way. So I'm going to now look at the overall shape that I have. And I'm going to look at adding pattern in using dots. So I'm going to do another line down here, and I'm going to do this half using the red dots. So if there are any extra details that I want to add in, I can write onto it. So it's a working diagram for a design, which means that I can use it to work from for my final mask when I'm making it. So I'm going to label things so that when I go to make it, I know exactly what everything's going to be. So I'm going to raise up the edge. So you're just labeling everything that's going to make it easier for you when you go to make it, that you can look at it and see what your plan was when you designed it. So I'm going to continue on like that to complete all my ideas. So some of these are different versions of the same idea. So I've taken the same idea for all of these and just tried to develop it a little bit. So taking the idea of the logos he uses, the dotting turning into stripes. And then I've thought about here about where does the idea come from. So he got his ideas from cartoons. So then what kind of colours are used in cartoons. So if I'm looking at the reds and the blues, Minnie Mouse uses a lot of red and black. So I've got black, yellow, blue and red in these. So I've taken the red and the black here and I've developed like a Roy Lichtenstein version of Minnie Mouse. So taking the idea of the dotting and the spotting and reshaping the eyes, so the eyes don't necessarily have to stay the same. So I've rounded them here and I've changed the shape of the mask a little bit and built on the eyes, and so I can develop this idea more in some of my other little sketches. When you've finished all your sketches, you need to think about which one you want to make. So you're going to make a mask out of clay when we go back to school, and I'm going to now think about what my final design would be, the one that I want to actually make. So once I decide from all my little ideas, I've finished them all, and I've decided which one I want to make, I'm going to go onto a new page and draw it up to full A4 size. So again, I've just drawn a basic mask shape up to the full size of the A4 page, and now I'm going to do a design drawing to show the final piece that I want to make. So I'm going to take the Minnie Mouse idea, using maybe dotting and stripes and triangles like Lichtenstein does, but I'm going to just develop it a little bit more. So it's not going to be the exact same as the design, but I'm taking the little design that I did and going to use that as a basis. So I'm going to draw up my design here. I'm changing the edge a little bit to look like the crash marks that you would put, like the explosion marks that he puts into his drawings. I might mirror one of those kind of explosion marks on the inside of the ears. And then I'm going to continue to build up my idea and draw it in colour, and then add in any information that I need to help me make the final piece. Here's the final design, inspired by pop art. So I've taken elements from my smaller designs like the dotting, the lines, Mickey Mouse, the block colours of red, yellow and black, and combine them all to make the final piece.